I really can't beatbox. I don't know. I'm trying. All right. I guess I'll just talk to myself until people show up. What's going on, y'all? Michael Dean here. Obviously, you're on my live, so I figured you'd know that. I figured I'd just check in with you guys, see how everyone's going. What's up, Maddie? Long time no see. My friend Maddie, she's out being awesome, filming movies and whatnot, living the dream. So. So fitness Q&A, or really I'll just love to get to know my followers a little bit more. Fernando, say what's up to you guys. So, so if you got any questions, or, hey, I was just in Atlanta literally this past weekend. So, thanks. My face is nice. Someone says that's very nice to hear. So I recently moved away from New York City area down to Knoxville, Tennessee, my hometown. Mainly the reason was we wanted to look for a house, and home prices were really good, and starting to run a business from home, and focus more on social media and being an online coach and everything like that. Wanted to be somewhere more comfortable, and more people from Atlanta. Oh, yeah, I would love to know where you guys are from. Love to know where my followers are from. From London, you are up late, I guess, for me at least. Oh, from Prague, yes. Czech Republic, that's great. Mexico. I've only been to Mexico one time, but I would love to go to Mexico City someday. So I was in Atlanta this past weekend, and I was mainly outside of Atlanta for a Spartan race, but yeah, it was good. How am I? I'm good. How are you guys? Guadalajara, Mexico. What's up, Brian? So anyways, we got some people from Texas, Colorado. Tennessee is sweet. The water is sweeter here. No, I'm just kidding. Peace for Ukraine, definitely. Would love to see some more peace there. And all the hearts, thank you guys. Montreal, Canada. There you go. Do you speak French, I wonder? Lithuania. Wow, so we got people from all over. Greece. Have I been to Greece? I have been to Greece. I took a trip there in high school. Loved it. I love history. I'm a huge history buff. I'm honestly, if you don't know me, if you've just been starting following me, or maybe you follow me for a while and you see the fitness stuff and everything, but you don't know me, I'm a big time nerd. I love comic books and stuff like that. I love history. I'll be on Google just lost in a dark rabbit hole of history articles and stuff. So anyways, I do have a brother. I have an older brother and an older sister. But yeah, I would love to see where you guys are from. We got PA, we've got Scotland. Would love to go to Scotland. Nepal. Wow, you guys are from all over. We got Egypt representing, Philippines, Peru, Chile, Albania. Wow, there we go. NYC. Yep. So I lived in NYC for about 5 years. Arizona, India, Southern California. Have done eaten. I don't know what that means. I have eaten dinner already. So maybe that's what you're asking. Austin, Texas. Cannot pronounce that one. Azerbaijan. Sorry if I got that wrong. I'm the Council of Nicaea. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I do like history though. Germany. Yep, Germany's great. I know a decent amount of history of Egypt, but I'm sure you could tell me more. So, sorry, I'm a little lost here in the comments. So anyways, hey, best online coach out there, appreciate that. So anyways, do you guys have any questions for me as far as life events, or a little bit about me and modeling history, and now online coaching is kind of my main focus. Or I could spit out some questions for you guys to see we could do this or that little game. So Mark is a great follower of mine, always sending lots of support. He asked, how am I feeling after the Spartan race? So I did my first Spartan race, which was only a 3-mile race back in October. And it was a sprint, so I did it as hard and fast as I could, and man, I was wrecked after. I mean, lower back pain, joint pain, or not joint pain, but pain in my forearm from just being overworked. My legs were just sore for days after that, and then I wanted to do another one, and I wanted to challenge myself more, so I signed up for a 6-mile race. Anyways, I conditioned great for it. Was feeling really good. The race felt really easy, at least easier. And I feel good. Just little aches and pains here and there, but not too bad. So Maddie asked, how's online coaching been? It's been great. So I've been a certified trainer for 8 years. I've been an actual full-time trainer for 5 years now. And since being a personal trainer, I've now transitioned into being an online coach. So I train my clients not only workout-wise, but with nutrition and some life coaching if they need any help on the day-to-day. It's been great because I get to work with people like all over the world, which is super, super cool. People in France and Greece. I have a client in Crete. People in London, people in Thailand, all over the world. So I just have like this amazing connection with tons of different people and culture. And so it's pretty cool. Have I ever been to Winnipeg? I have not, cannot say. All right, I'm going to scroll down here. Sorry if I missed any of, someone is a pianist. That's cool. I am not musically inclined, unfortunately. What about nutrition? What have I done? So that was my my minor in college was nutrition. So I took a lot of courses on nutrition. Is it normal to feel hungry first thing in the morning when you're bulking and on a caloric surplus? Yes, of course. You'll probably notice if you're someone who doesn't have a regular eating schedule that you just aren't hungry sometimes, and especially in the morning, you're probably not hungry and you can go a few hours without eating. That's pretty normal. Your metabolism has just learned to not get hungry. Now, when you're trying to eat in a surplus, you're telling your body, I'm trying to eat all the time. So when you've gone 6 to 8 hours without eating, even though you're in a surplus of calories, your body is still expecting that food all the time. So when you wake up in the morning, it's just like, where's my food? So anyways, that's very normal. All right. So great question here. Someone said, how effective can coaching be? How effective can it be to coach somebody you're not right there in the room with? So there is going to be a level of discipline required from my clients because, when I train people in person, they show up there like I basically can force them physically, hold them down and make them do push-ups, whatever that might be. But when it's online coaching, it can be difficult. On my app, it's pretty cool. I can see every time someone logs a workout. So if they start skipping workouts here and there, I can see it and I can call them out and be like, hey, you didn't log your workout for today, or it's been 3 days, are you sick? What's going on? Things like that. My clients check in with me weekly as well, so I can see that they're progressing. And the main thing is, if you have a mindset with fitness and exercise that you have to have someone force you to do it, you're really never going to see the results that you want because you have to have that mental switch turned on in your mind of wanting something. So although it's like, it's easier to force someone to work out when I'm there in person. Online coaching, I've actually seen way more results with my clients with the online coaching because I force them to switch that on with the accountability, with giving them the exact plan and the weekly check-ins and everything like that. When they want it and I kind of encourage them to want it and everything, you'll see they see so many more results that way. So that's actually been one of the coolest parts about online coaching is seeing more results from my clients. Sorry if I missed your question. I'm going to scroll down here to try to be caught up, and then I'll scroll back up. I don't even know what this question is. Do I recommend creatine? Creatine is great. Highly recommend. OS Manzano, if you have more questions about creatine, shoot me a DM. I do check all my DMs every single day, so if you have an actual fitness question, I will get to you. So if you want to ask about creatine, shoot me a DM, and I would love to answer your questions. How to incorporate white rice into a cut and bulk regimen? we've heard that brown rice is better for fat loss. The reason why is it's a more of a complex carb, so you're going to be able to break down essentially more energy from it, and that breaking down process is going to take longer. So you get more energy from it, and you feel fuller for longer because that breaking down process is longer. But I really prefer white rice for everyone. Reason being, that idea of trying to be fuller for longer is really if you're not exercising and you're only trying to make changes from food. But if you're exercising, you want the fastest energy possible because that's going to tell your metabolism that it needs to speed up. So with white rice, I would, on a cut, you would want to have your carbs at 150 grams of carbs per day, and then incorporate like 2 low carb days per week where you're at around 50 to 60 grams of carbs for that day. That's a great for a cut. And then for if you're bulking, you want your carb intake to be closer to 300 grams per day, and that can be pretty consistent. Try to eliminate sugar as much as possible on both of those. So what do I eat before I work out? So if you saw my post the other day, I love doing oatmeal before a workout. So I'll do 1 cup of oats, I'll do 1 scoop of whey protein, and then I'll do 2 tablespoons of peanut butter with water, mix that up, and it's chocolate peanut butter oatmeal, and it is delicious. High protein, high fat, high carb. The total calorie count is only about a little over 200 calories. I think it's about 250, 260 calories, so I guess that's well over 200. But anyways, it's perfect amount for cutting, for energy, for working out. All right. Is there a special kind of certification for working with the elderly 70 plus? There's tons of different personal training certifications, but no, you don't need one for one. I've worked with several clients in their 70s, geriatric clients. So, for an elderly client, the most important thing is going to be, what's the goal of exercise? Is it to lose weight, or is it just to stay strong and strengthen? Pretty much everyone needs to be doing some sort of resistance training or strength training, especially as you get older. That's going to create more bone density, and it's going to help you if you fall, to protect yourself. Also, exercise and doing certain types of hand-eye coordination are going to improve your reflexes, so if you do fall or things like that. So when I have had an older client, that's definitely something we'll work on. We'll stand on a Bosu ball, we'll toss a tennis ball back and forth, we'll work on deadlifts, squats, lunges. You want to create that bone density and improve reflex time. It's going to be the main thing there. All right, scrolling down here. What's my body weight and body fat percentage? So my current body weight is about 193. A few weeks ago, I had gotten up to about 195 and probably about 8% body fat. I would guess right now, sorry, I got a text. I guess right now, 193, I'd probably a little higher, maybe 10% body fat. I suffered a lower back injury a few weeks ago before the race, so I was taking a little easy for the race, which was a success. So, yeah, so I'd say I'm 9% body fat right now. Who knows? When I feel down, what do you do to keep motivated and working out? So I have this mindset, whatever you do in the day, like 24 hours, the seconds are going by the same rate. Like whether you're having fun and the time feels like it's flying by, or whether you're just counting the seconds and it feels like it's taking forever, just physically that time is passing the same way. And then how you choose to live in that time is 100% up to you. So that's kind of my mindset. And anytime something's hard, I'm like, well, I could take the easy way, but that time is still going to pass the same. Or I could kind of take a step back and I could endure the hard thing, and that time is still passing the same. So, when I'm feeling down and I don't have motivation or anything like that to exercise, I just kind of think to myself, well, it's going to be tomorrow the same, just as fast as if I work out or if I don't work out. And I know that if I do, I'll feel better tomorrow for it. So, that mindset, for me, I've pulled from Stoic philosophy, which is about moderation mostly, and it's been really, really helpful. Also, check out my most recent reel, give it a save, give it a like, help a brother out. I've got the song stuck in my head, which is pretty catchy. Yes, Aaron is a good friend. He said you have to choose to live in your time, which is true. That time is going to pass either way. Yeah, so I still have the chain. Someone asked about the cross on my necklace. The cross actually broke off the other day. I was able to find it. It took me like a few days of looking around the carpet, but I found it. So I just need to go get it fixed. A new whatever thing to keep it on. So anyways, yeah, the feeling when you have to, oh, what's up, man? When you have to take the stairs after leg day, let's cry together. Yeah. The stairs actually aren't the worst for me. It's like sitting on the toilet is pretty bad. Like you're like, duh, and you just like fall, or sitting down in a low car or something. It's just terrible. Would I answer questions through DMs? Yeah, so if you ask like a serious question in my DMs, I will always get back to you. If someone asks like, what shoe size do you wear? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer your question, unfortunately. But if you have a serious question or some way that I can actually help you, I would love to connect. So always send a DM. Now fan 95 wants a shout out, so there you go. How was training Neil Patrick Harris? He was the coolest guy ever, honestly. Hard worker. I taught him in a workout class, so I didn't train him one-on-one, but he was in the class. He was kind of like sponsoring the class, so I did get a talk with him a bit. But yeah, very hard worker, nicest guy ever. Neil Patrick Harris was great. Thoughts on working out post-cancer diagnosis? It's 100% going to depend on that cancer diagnosis. I'm definitely not a doctor, so always take your doctor's recommendation over mine. That being said, I've heard of crazy success stories of the power of the mind and people that just don't give up. So I wouldn't say that exercise can cure your cancer, or, I'm sure whatever treatment you're going through is really, really difficult, but I would say if exercise makes you happy and your doctor's okay with it, do it 100%. Keeping your mind strong and happy is going to be so powerful for your health. So yeah. Oh, why am I so attractive? So sweet. From zero to like the baby's ocean. Okay, so how to start transformation from zero, like the ABCs I shall consider as an overweight. Yeah, so how to do a transformation. I'd say the number one thing, I was talking about this with a client the other day, is don't get overwhelmed with the big picture. Don't say, I'm 250 pounds and I want to get to 175. I've got to lose 75 pounds. Because you're just going to get overwhelmed. There's going to be 1 week where you don't progress in the right direction and you just feel like you'll never reach that 75 and you'll just give up. So fine, set your parameters of what your end goal is, but focus on that first 5 pounds. You're gonna have to lose that 5 pounds. So don't set the goal as getting 175. Say I'm gonna go from 250 to 245, and then you're gonna go from 245 to 240, and keep working at it till you reach that goal. You should be, if you're doing everything right, you should be losing about a pound per week on the conservative side. If you're doing everything right and working really hard, you could be losing 2 pounds per week. No one ever over long term loses more than 2 pounds per week. That it just doesn't happen. Maybe every so often they'll lose 3 or 4 pounds in a week, and that's probably just because they didn't eat much and they don't have as much in their bowels. But 1 to 2 pounds per week is all you should ever aim for. So if your goal is 5 pounds, it's gonna take about a month. So if you get overwhelmed with that big picture, so that's a big one. Do more than you did the previous day. So be a little stricter on your diet plan and work out a little bit more, even if that's taking just a few extra steps. If you're waiting on the elevator and you got to go 2 flights up, being like, well, I'll just take the stairs, like different things like that. Having these small goals are how you're going to reach there. And just, I guess the main thing is don't get overwhelmed with that big picture. What happens if you start a training session and you yourself are not feeling it? Do you call it off or just do it on autopilot? Yeah, I would say always autopilot's going to be better than... Hello, cat. This is my cat, Dash. He's a very handsome boy. Right, Dash? You're handsome. Okay. Yeah, so I'd say autopilot is always going to be better than just calling it off. Sometimes you go on autopilot and you're like 75% of the workout, and this is from experience, and you're like, hey, I actually got the rhythm now. I feel good. And you end up staying 30 minutes longer than you intended because you feel good. But had you called it off, you would never have gotten that opportunity. And then you'll never regret doing the workout on autopilot, as opposed to you might regret quitting. So hope that answered the question. Great question, guys, really. Okay, so it's your 2-year anniversary of healthy lifestyle, and you need tips on how to get to the next level. I will say every single person out there can find out the information on their own. You can do your research, and you can put together a plan yourself. I'd say if you really want to get to the next level, hire a coach that you trust. You're going to know that they're setting the parameters for you and they're guiding you along that process. It doesn't have to be me, but a coach that you trust to help get you to that next level, someone who you've seen their client testimonials, and just based on how they look, that they can get you there. That's going to be, I think, the most effective way to get to that next level. Glutamine is a question here. Someone says, what does glutamine do? It's an amino acid that aids in recovery process. The next question here is, do I know Andy Cohen from Bravo? Of course I know Andy. Jeez. Go watch What Happens Live. I guess I'd be on the rewinds now. I was on Watch What Happens Live about 18 times. You can Google Michael Dean, Watch What Happens Live, and you'll see some gifs of me pouring milk on myself. All sorts of absurd things. Very fun. Hello from East Africa. What kind of whey protein, or what kind of protein do I take is a question. So I take whey protein for Muscle Tech. It's called Whey Plus Muscle Builder. It's their newest one. It's basically just a lean, clean whey protein with creatine in it. It's really been helping me along my journey of improving strength and recovery time. It's a whey protein, so it's going to be milk-based. That was their question. I'm going to scroll down here. I'm sorry if I missed your question. Feel free to ask it again. Just this way I can be caught up. Did I read about Islam on Google? No, but I know a pretty decent amount about the religion. Sorry, some funny comments here. Someone asked another question. I don't know what that is. Do I speak Spanish? No habla español. All right, just scrolling here. White meat or red meat? I won't say that one is better. Some people really have this stigma that you shouldn't eat a lot of red meat, and as long as you're eating lean red meat, it's great for you. High in iron. It naturally has creatine in it. If you have a cholesterol issue, like you're a young, healthy person and you have a cholesterol issue, then you should probably limit your red meat, but that's mostly going to be the fatty red meat. Lean red meat is really good for everyone. I try to eat it almost every day. I'd say probably 5 days a week I eat red meat. So, what's it like being a dad? It's great being a dad. I absolutely love it. I have tons of friends who are just saying to me that they're just not ready to be a father, and they could never see themselves like that. And I think it's great. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend. Gassy great with Capri, and that makes being a dad a lot more fun. But yeah, highly recommend. Okay, so someone says they think they're an ectomorph. Mark says he thinks he's an ectomorph. Is it best to do a lean bulk to put on mass? Whether you're an ectomorph or you put on weight easily, if you want to gain weight, you're gonna have to be bulking. Bulking to me just means eating a surplus of calories. People say lean bulk, meaning that you're eating healthy foods. I think that's the only way to do it. You're going to feel better, you're going to perform better, and you're going to put on more long-lasting lean muscle tissue, as opposed to a dirty bulk is where you're eating like fast food and stuff like that, just lots of high quantities of food. Your exercise is going to be very poor. You're going to feel slow, sluggish. You're going to have poor sleep. It's totally going to mess up with your REM cycles when you sleep, because your insulin is all over the place. So lean bulk is going to be the way to go. If you're an ectomorph, let's say you're weighing around 150 to 170, 170 pounds roughly, you're going to want to be eating a minimum of 3,000 calories. Really, if you want to put on weight, closer to 3,500 calories a day of clean food, and that's going to be a lot of food. So, sorry if I missed your questions. I've got someone said any tips for biceps workout. I'm putting out a reel here in the next few days about that. Running before or after a workout, it definitely depends on your goal, whether you're trying to lose weight or not, but still as a whole, I would say, if you want to warm up with 5 minutes of light jogging, that's fine. It's going to pre-fatigue your muscles to do a long run or long cardio session before lifting. So if you're trying to, just look ripped, which most people are, you're going to want to do a very light warm-up and intense an intense lifting session, and then an intense cardio session afterwards. Okay, so all your energy is going towards growing those muscles. A good rule to remember is that when you're doing cardio, you're burning calories during the cardio session, and you're burning very few calories afterwards. With weightlifting, you're burning fewer calories during the hour that you're working out, but you're burning like quadruple the amount of calories afterwards in the recovery process. So ultimately, weightlifting is going to cause you to burn more calories. And so if your goal is to just look lean and ripped, you should actually doing a lot of lifting with a little bit of cardio and low calories. With low calories, you're in a caloric deficit. You cannot put on mass, but you are going to create definition, and you're going to be burning way more calories than just doing cardio. All right. How am I? DS said, thank you. I'm good. How are you? Building muscle at nearly 60. So the main issue with, building muscle when you're older is going to be low testosterone and all hormone levels, as well as, your body just doesn't need as much sleep. And so it's going to be harder to sleep more. You can definitely do it. I have clients in their 60s that are gaining muscle. Our process takes a little bit longer, but it's definitely possible. Do lots of cardio. Someone says, I want to be an athlete and do a lot of cardio with high calories. Yeah, so that's what athletes do, is they eat a lot of food, and they're doing lots of cardiovascular exercise because their goal is performance. So if your goal is performance as opposed to just looks, you can eat more food as long as you're expending that food. Obviously, that food is going to help you be more explosive, be more dynamic in your workouts, which of course is the whole point of performance. How do you lean bulk? So again, Diego, if you want to send me this question in a DM, I would be more than happy to help you and kind of guide you through the lean bulking process, but I'll give everyone here just kind of a rundown. So the lean bulk essentially just means a surplus of calories, but you're eating healthier foods. If you really want to see the best results, I would recommend carb cycling. So you would do 3 days a week where you're eating about 4,000 calories a day, and then 4 days a week where you're eating 3,000 calories a day. So as a whole, that's going to average out to about 3,400 calories per day, but you're splitting it out. And what that's going to do is it's going to, I'm not going to get into it too much. Diego, if you want to know more on that one, send me a DM. I'd love to answer more of your questions on how to lean bulk, because I'm just going to bore everyone with that information. How much of my online coaching involves addressing bad habits like smoking or drinking? So my clients get a message with me every day, all day, every day. So that's definitely going to, drinking, smoking, I'm assuming you mean cigarettes, are something that I can talk with personally with my clients, setting a reward system up for limiting that. With drinking in itself, if you're drinking twice a week and you're drinking moderately, you can still see a pretty decent amount of results, as long as we're being smart with nutrition and water intake. So water intake is going to be a big one. With smoking, that's a personal preference. Greg Plitt was an amazing fitness professional model. He had an amazing body physique, great performance, and he smoked cigarettes like crazy. So to say that you can't smoke cigarettes and be fit, It's not true. I would not recommend it, but yeah, Diego, send me a DM. I'd love to answer more of your questions, and I can tell you how much the program costs and all that sort of stuff in the DM. We can chat in there. Yeah, so someone asked about progressive overload. So when I give a program to a client, especially my clients that are trying to build strength and muscle, we do work on what's called progressive overload, which essentially is lifting heavier week by week, or at least attempting to. And yes, it's very, very important. And I explained this to all my clients when we first started. It's very important to do the same workouts for about 4 weeks in a row. This is going to allow your body to anticipate what workouts you're going to do, and they can learn to grow stronger. If you're changing your workouts every single day, every single week, your body can't learn to anticipate. Of course, you're shocking the muscle, and you're going to have a amount of soreness, but you're not really going to be able to get stronger, and you're certainly not going to be able to quantify the data on how you're getting stronger. So definitely need to be doing the same workouts every week for about 4 weeks at a time. Thoughts on fasting to be lean? Yeah, nutrition is definitely going to be the most important thing. Fasting is a convenient tool that you can use, but it won't get you there 100%. So anyways, trying to read some questions here. If you've got any fitness questions, if you've got any life questions, I would love to answer those. Someone asked, do I have any advice for acne? Yeah, so if you suffer from acne, so I'm sweating every single day, and you can tell, like, I'll have a pimple here and there, like a little one here, but for the most part, pretty good. And I've noticed, for me personally, if I cut out sugar, most of my acne goes away. And then obviously fast food is another thing, greasy food. If I just completely cut out greasy food, fatty food, and processed sugar, it pretty much all goes away. You can use all sorts of skincare products, but if you're not eating well, you're probably going to get acne. What's up, Brazil? Other people from Brazil, what up, what up? How often per week do you train a muscle group? So if you're trying to build muscle, if you're really wanting to grow your muscles, you need to be training every single muscle group twice a week, 2 times per week. You're like, how do I do that? Just do it. Just figure it out. You can do it. If you want to know more, shoot me a DM. I can send you my split on how to do that. How many unhealthy snacks do you eat, and what do they look like? I don't really eat unhealthy snacks, so I can't answer that question honestly. I just sorry, got a text. So how many unhealthy snacks do I eat? I just don't really, maybe once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, I'll get some candy. If I were to choose, I would choose just like straight gummy candy, because it's essentially no fat, it's just pure sugar. But again, I'm going to choose that maybe once every 3 weeks or so. Maybe I'll get sushi once every 2 weeks, and that kind of will satiate me. I'll do an apple and peanut butter a few nights a week, and that's a pretty good snack for me. What are the best tips for squatting? The best tip I can give you for squatting is put a chair behind you and squat down as if you're going to sit down in the chair. So don't squat down to touch your butt. Like, pretend you don't have weight on your back and just pretend like you're going to sit back. When you sit in a chair, you put your butt back because you have full faith the chair is going to hold you. Have the faith in your legs that they're going to hold you, and then come back up. Recommended hours of workout per session. I like about 90 minutes of lifting, and that's not going to include any stretching or warm-up or cool-down. So my workouts take about 2 hours, 10 minutes warm-up and cool-down, and then some stretching or abs. So about 90 minutes of lifting there. Are protein bars healthy? Most protein bars actually are not healthy. I would just recommend having a full-on meal with most protein bars. I don't understand the point of it other than convenience, but it's going to be way less healthy than a meal. However, there are good ones out there. My favorite is called Bear Bells, so not barbells, Bear Bells. They're great. It's 20 grams of protein, about 200 calories per bar, and only 2 grams of sugar. So definitely the best macros out there, and they taste really good. The other thing is some of them just don't taste good. Someone said, do I recommend modeling or shooting? They get contacted by a bunch of photographers, but still not sure. There's nothing unsafe about it, I don't think. If you ever do feel unsafe, you can always bring a friend with you. If a photographer ever has an issue with that, you probably don't want to do that shoot. Most photographers won't have an issue with that. That being said, if you enjoy it and it's fun, it's great to have good pictures of yourself. We all have social media platforms. Even if you don't want a lot of followers, you still have a profile picture. There's no problem with having a high quality photo there. So I'd always recommend it. I think it's great. I've thoroughly enjoyed my years modeling. Time between sets, I like to keep the intensity high. So Magic Mike, I do about 45 seconds to 60 seconds rest, unless maybe one exercise per workout. I'll do like 90 seconds rest if I want to go heavy. How to have a narrow waistline? Just gotta cut the body fat down. That's gonna be the best thing. All right. Answering some questions here. Yeah, so the best protein bar, again, is going to be Bearbells. Do I skip breakfast? No, I always eat breakfast. You want to have energy for the day. Breakfast is going to be super, super helpful for that. So definitely want to eat breakfast. 3 eggs, 1 cup of oatmeal, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. That's what I eat basically every day. Man, I'm about to sneeze. Oh, gosh. How to increase glutes, deadlifts, squats, leg press actually can really work glutes, especially if you do single leg press, lunges. All the leg exercises will work on glutes. What's your limit for sodium and sugar on a product? Sodium, I don't have a specific limit. If anything has like 1,000 milligrams of sugar, I wouldn't eat it. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. No, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, I wouldn't eat it. But everything has sodium in it, and sodium is good. So some people can freak out too much over sodium. Sugar, however, anything over 5 grams of sugar, unless it's fruit, you definitely want to avoid. Soda is like the worst thing you can have. It's like 50 grams of sugar. It's just absolutely the worst. All right, so wow, you guys have some great questions. I love Muscle Tech Stack for body recomp. So the newest protein from Muscle Tech, called Whey Plus Muscle Builder, is going to be great for a recomp because it's lean protein powder with creatine in there. So you basically get a 2-for-1 product there. So 2 scoops a day. That's going to be 60 grams of fast-acting protein with 6 grams of creatine. It's all you need. And that one, it's a great product. That one is only found at Walmart. You can order it online, or you can go to Walmart. So that's a really good one. The other thing is going to be their product called Clear Muscle. So we've all heard of BCAAs, or branched chain amino acids. They are what's called amino acids are what's called the building blocks of protein. So BCAAs have been found to be the most effective amino acids to help with that muscle building process. And then out of those BCAAs, one called isoleucine is the most effective BCAA for muscle growth. Muscle Tech patented basically the natural precursor in the body to isoleucine. So it's in a pill version. It's called Clear Muscle. So essentially, you're like, that was a lot of gibberish. I don't know what you're saying. Essentially, it's way more effective than creatine or protein powder for building muscle. It's called Clear Muscle. It's an amazing product. It's not a stimulant. You can take it 3 times a day. You can take it before bed. It's awesome. It really helps with the muscle building process. If you're trying to cut down, it will make sure that you maintain your muscle mass, dropping weight without losing muscle. It's a great product. Really, between Muscle Builder, Whey Plus Muscle Builder, and the Clear Muscle, that's going to be a great stack for recomp. And then if you do have those other questions about what products you want, send me a message. I would love to help you out. All right. So So someone said they've gotten out of shape and it's literally painful to start exercising, not sure what they do to get past the state. One good thing is bring a friend with you to exercise. If you enjoy the workout, you'll have more fun. The next part is go to a workout class. Again, if it's enjoyable for you, if it's fun, you'll do it and you won't even think about it. It won't even be painful at all. And then the other thing is suck it up and just, you're going to have to do it. And that's what discipline is. So you're not going to be motivated. It's not going to feel good, if you can't find the workout class or anything, and you're just going to have to suck it up and do it and just know that once you get past the phase, it will be good. Someone says, I'm 6 foot, 250 pounds, not super fat, but I want to get leaner. And honestly, since I follow you, I stayed for your body type and definition. Oh, well, thank you. Any advice on how to get there? So you're 6 foot and 250 pounds. So, you could definitely get a bit leaner, if that's your goal. So advice on how to get there. So kind of what I've been talking about for you, and your height and everything and your weight, you would want to keep I could give you your exact macros right now. And this is something that I do with all my clients is I get some basic information. I get some basic information from my clients, and then I calculate what's called your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, which is going to tell me how many calories you burn per day without exercising. So how many calories it takes just to sustain you. And then I'll put in some other factors to see how active your lifestyle is, and I'll calculate your TDEE, your total daily expenditure. I don't know what the other E stands for, to calculate that number, and then I can calculate your macro split on there. So this person is 6 foot tall and they're 250 pounds, so I would want to keep their protein, and they want to be gaining muscle while losing body fat, so to keep their protein around 180 grams of protein per day up to about 190, maybe even 200 grams of protein. That would leave carbs to be around, and I would, doing all this math here in my head, roughly 200 grams of carbs because you're trying to lose weight. We'd introduce a little bit of carb cycling and then keep fats around 75 grams. So just off the top of my head, I think that's about 2,500 calories a day. And then basically there you'd want to do about 90 minutes of lifting and about 15 minutes of cardio per day, and you will get shredded, promise you. But anyways, I'm going to answer a few more questions, and then I'm going to sign off. Y'all have been great, amazing questions. And I see some people putting their height and weight in here. If you want to send me some information, I would love to help you out. Thanks, Barton. Kyle. I would love to help you out, so send me a DM. I would love to answer your questions, give you some more information. Oh, yeah, so great question here is, someone said, kind of embarrassing, but what food should I cut out to not get gassy ever? I'll say one of the main things is if you just eat healthy, it will cut that down a lot. That being said, peanut butter is one that can cause gas for some people. It's acidic. Any sort of bean, green beans, pinto beans, black beans, any bean, avoid. If you're just eating some green vegetables, rice and the lean meat, you're going to avoid that a lot. Exercise can really help with that. Someone said, is my nutrition plan feasible? I tried to diet so strict that I felt like I was going to faint while working. 0 concentration. Yeah, so a lot of my clients are really, really surprised at the quantity of food that they're eating, and they're losing weight. And it's all about just making smart choices. And if, my clients, when I give them an actual step-by-step plan, I literally get it all the time. They're like, I'm eating so much rice. I don't want this much rice. And they're dropping tons of weight per week. It's just all about making the smart choices, like choosing, am I going to have oats or am I going to have a bagel this morning? The bagel's easy to grab. The oats are going to give you better fuel and your metabolism's going to go up that way. And that's the crazier thing. People don't understand, there's the macros and there's the numbers and everything like that. And then there's the effect that it has on your metabolism. So let's say you eat the same amount of oats, the same amount of carbs from oats, or the same amount of carbs from a bagel, the oats are going to be faster digesting. They're going to have a higher glycemic index, and it's going to cause your metabolism to go up. If all the food that you're eating is causing your metabolism to go up, you eat more food and you have a higher metabolism, which means you have way more energy, you can work out harder, and you're burning more calories every single day. So it's amazing what smart decisions can do for your fitness journey. All right, so anyways, how to eat oats without milk. I mean, I don't know, I do work with some people that are really, really picky eaters, and I think I used to be a picky eater years and years ago, and I just realized that there's going to be some things in life that you just have to sacrifice for what you want, and being a picky eater will just make life in general just so hard. So, I mean, I put peanut butter, oats, water, and honey in a bowl and mix it together, and it is delicious. So let's see if I can answer some other questions here. Yeah, the comment chat, you're right, has me dying too sometimes. Sleep advice. Yeah, a lot of people, do I use gear? No, I do not. 100% natural. Sleep advice. Tricky. I do believe that if you're expending enough energy in the day, you should have sleep. Sugar and fatty foods mainly sugar and carbs, will mess with your insulin levels, which are going to cause you to wake up. This is why people tell you not to eat before bed, but also if you have high insulin, it'll cause this. You'll wake up in the middle of the night, your insulin will bring you out of REM sleep. And it'll bring you out of your sleep cycle. So not eating before bed. If you do have trouble sleeping, I would recommend not eating about 2 hours before bed. It's going to help your digestive tract to digest everything, and it's going to help with the sleep. Turning off all screens for like 3 hours before bed. Like literally turn off your phone and don't look at it 3 hours before bed. Promise you'll be so bored you'll fall asleep. Anyways, it's great chatting with you guys. I think I'm going to do an Instagram live tomorrow night, and I'll put out my story and go through some fitness questions before then. But anyways, you guys have been great. And always remember, if you do have an actual fitness question, you can shoot me a DM. I would love to answer your question. Anything whatsoever, always happy to help. Macadine, signing off.